Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly meeting of the Phrancko Sweater Knitters. I'm very happy to be back here myself after being sick with COVID for the last 2 weeks. And then the week before that, I was traveling. So it's been a while for me. It's also been a while for Wally. And Wally, we really
Yes,
welcome you back as well.
thank you.
And Kathy, you've missed a couple of times. We're happy to see you. I
Thank
mean,
you.
Cindy. I mean, Cindy.
Hi,
And hi,
Frank.
Kathy. Hi, Rana. Hi, Sidra. Hi, Judith. Hi, Sumi. And hi, Ron.
Wow, we all are here.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Sydney.
Oh, I'm so glad to be back. I've missed you all so much.
It's great to see you both.
Thank
all of you.
Thank you. So
And it's
Wally,
great to be back.
Oh, yay. Yes,
Yes.
we're glad. I've been watching the videos in between during the week.
Yeah, we
So
all
I've
have.
still been seeing your faces.
Well, we missed seeing yours.
So Wally, what have you been doing?
Cleaning my sister's house.
Oh,
And then we had, I had to sign papers since now I'm the executor of the house. And then I had to change all the accounts over in my name. And, so now, and then I had to get the house appraised. So that's what I've been doing.
so are you going to sell? Are you planning to sell it?
Right. The house is 650 square feet. It's in a beach community, and it's the appraised value is $675,000.
Wow.
600 square feet? No,
650 square feet. Yes.
no. Is it a condo?
Nope. It's a house. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house with a small basement, and it's on like almost a half-acre of land, but it's overlooking the water.
The Widow Teeny house.
Yeah, but the house next door 4 years ago went for $425, and the woman wanted to build up, and the town said no. So she turned around and bought a piece of property around the corner at $350,000 and placed a $750,000 house on it. And then when my sister passed away, she said that she would buy the house. And I also got an offer from a school teacher who's retiring. She would love the house.
Wow.
So this is out of, not even into the real estate. It's private selling.
Wow.
So when I got the appraisal, the guy said, if these two ladies don't want it, he says, I got 2 people waiting to get it. So I
Wow.
said, okay.
In this market?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no houses out here. I mean, all the houses in that area are going anywhere between $680,000 up to $1 million.
Mm.
So, but I keep plugging along.
Is it on Long Island Sound?
Yep, it's right. It's in Cutchogue. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
it's in Fleet's Neck, which is a very prominent area that people want. So
Yeah. In Suffolk County over there, there was a house that it was 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, and it was like $1.75 million.
right. All the houses in Orient going to the boat are over $1 million now.
Yeah, and they need work. It's a fixer
Yeah, they do.
at that price.
There
Yeah.
are some people that just buy the house as it is and then tear it down and put something else up there.
Yeah, crazy.
I know. So. But like I said, my his sister passed away, and she had 4,500 skeins of yarn that she never even touched.
4,500?
100 skeins of yarn, and then he found 2,300 hummels.
Oh my goodness.
So we're not hoarders at all.
Yeah, that makes me feel so much better, Wally.
Yes, that's
I
good.
don't feel bad about my yarn at all. now.
Neither do I.
I just feel I don't feel bad.
No,
Nothing.
no.
Pocket change.
Yeah,
I
But,
got
you
enough
know-
to knit a couple sweaters, right? Like,
yeah. But you know, all
I'm
the
okay.
millenniums, they don't want any of this stuff. They don't want anything that you've ever bought or saved or anything. I mean, she had
No,
all kinds of Mikasa stuff, like cookie trays and stuff. Even the consignment won't take them. So we're bringing them to
No.
Savers.
wow.
You know, Veterans is getting all the clothes. So some of the drag queens I have, I know, took it. So that was fun.
That is fun. So,
So-
Kathy, my day off is changing to Thursday.
Yay, yay.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Thursday, I'll be in the Shetland Islands.
Yes, that's fantastic.
But I don't know if I'll be around on Thursday. I'll try to be around. It's at night. I think Thursday night we have a Shetland brewery and Gaelic traditions tour or something.
Oh, yeah, that's just wonderful. When are you back?
The 7th.
Okay,
But the following Thursday, I will be around because we're just going to be chilling.
yeah,
It's that one night, that one Thursday night is the only night actually I have anything going. So
that's fun. Good for you. That's
it'll be
exciting.
fun. It'll be fun.
That's very exciting.
It is, it's really cool. I'm going to be with her in spirit. I have one of the kits for making the Shetland Wool Week
Oh,
cap.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to do Katie's cap, which was from, I don't know, it was several years ago that they had this, but I had bought all the colors for it. So that's what that I'm going to start on Monday when she leaves and see if I can finish a hat while she's gone.
And I'm going to start on Monday. I'm going to start my hat too on Monday. I've got the colors picked out. It's
Yeah. So here's my little pattern already. So I'm gonna do it.
mine are
We'll just here. We'll just pretend. There's the one I'm doing.
All right.
So I'm just
Very good.
pretending that I'm going.
That's fun. Oh, Ron dropped off.
yeah.
Ron said he had a customer browsing in the classroom, and so he would be back with us when she's done browsing. But he did want to say hello.
Yeah.
Sidra, I mailed your yarn yesterday. I've been so busy. I just didn't email you.
Okay, that's
But
great.
I mailed it. I mailed 4 skeins, but if you need 5, then I'll just mail another skein because I wasn't sure
I
what
think
you're
the
gonna make
4
with
should
it.
be enough. I think. I hope.
Well, for a regular sweater, yes, unless you're gonna do something really oversized or something.
No, I don't like oversized. So yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's very pretty.
So which one are you doing, Sidra?
The cloister? The pullover.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
that would only
with kind of the wide ribbing, the 3/7 ribbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a very classic, lovely look.
Mhm. That's a Phrancko, Frank.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. And whenever you want me to meet with your group, I'm happy to do that now that I'm not going to be sick again for a long time.
I was going to ask if you'd like to join for a little bit on Monday. Now, Monday we have to leave for the airport at 2. I was going to get in, say hello to everybody, and then leave. So if you'd rather wait,
I can wait till you get back. I'll wait.
okay, yeah,
sounds
that
better.
would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do it.
So what do you have, a
anytime.
knit along?
Yes,
Mhm.
Phrancko knit along for this sweater that Serena's making. I don't know if you saw it or not, but she's almost done.
Is it on you? Where would I go? Where would I go to see it? On your Ravelry?
No, because it's in pre-publish.
Oh, okay.
But I'll put the link in the chat.
Okay.
You can just get the pattern if you want. It's got lace on it though. But
You wouldn't have to. You wouldn't have to do the lace on it because the
Don't have to
whole
do that.
rest of it, through the shoulders and everything, it is these like vertical ribs all the way through. It's It's lovely.
Then you just put
And I
them-
think it'd be pretty with the lace, but it also would be pretty just plain.
one of the darker tweeds, it'd be gorgeous, I think, just plain with a big thick collar.
Mhm.
Now, let's see.
And
I'll
it's
just-
in that Aaron Moore is what it was done in, right?
Yes, Aaron Moore Light. It's what is it? Wool, silk, and cashmere tweed. It's very pretty.
And then Ron, I don't know if you got my email. You did. Okay.
He might, oh, is he there? Okay.
He's muted.
He doesn't want the customers to hear how crazy we actually are. He's trying to present himself professionally, not like the rest of us.
Yeah. I think he's muted.
You guys
we're
are
not.
muted. I'm muted. You guys aren't.
Yeah.
Oh, so they can hear us? Oh, that's not good. Sorry.
You can't hear them.
That's so funny.
Oh.
So Sumter, did you make your ragatouille?
What?
Did you make your ragatouille?
Oh, ratatouille.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not yet.
No?
No, I'll be cooking tomorrow, and
All
I will
right.
be making ratatouille, and I will also. I always make crepes to keep in the fridge because my most favorite crepe in the world, you'll laugh at me, is peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
It's good. It's very classic.
You make
No problem with
the
that.
crepes, and you put peanut butter and jelly on them and fold them up. Oh, so
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, that
Kills me.
does.
kills
that?
me.
So,
It like from a little kid, I love it. It's too much. It's something wrong with me, and
no, nothing's wrong.
and I have to make another batch of madeleines because I ate them all.
Ah,
I hate when that happens.
Are you a
Well-
French chef?
I did go to culinary school, yes,
Did you really?
but I learned most of it from my Pepe. My Pepe was a chef.
Oh my goodness.
where'd
Oh,
you
that's
go?
so-
Johnson's and Whale or the culinary?
I got accepted to Johnson and Wales, but couldn't afford it, being a fisherman's kid. So I went to Newbury College in Boston,
Oh, all right.
and I did end up working in some 4-star hotels and one 5-star hotel.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, in Boston?
Yep, in Boston,
It's crazy in the kitchen, ain't it?
a little bit. So yeah, I was a chef de garde manger at Le Marquis de Lafayette at Swiss Hotel Boston.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And then you decided you didn't want to work every night.
Well, it's just because of my age. The war in Iraq, Desert Storm,
Yeah.
kind of tanked, the industry. So the Le Marquis at the time was the #1 restaurant in the country. And Chef Jean-Georges was there. Was and still is pretty famous, but he's not like a TV chef, So yeah, the bottom fell out of the industry really, and so I started working in the back of the house, and then was like, this is so much nicer.
Hmm. Quieter.
I things aren't flying around the kitchen, and
Yeah.
The hours were better. You could actually have a weekend, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the profanity was less.
Well, I tell you, if you swore in that kitchen, it was a classic moyen brigade. So
Yeah.
so you would have been sent home. It
Yeah.
was a very quiet kitchen.
Wow.
I had the
it was a
opportunity
very
to-
quiet kitchen.
I had the opportunity to go inside the kitchen at the Coiffier in the Culinary Institute. And
Yeah.
the language was absolutely, it made the walls turn black.
Yeah.
I said, now I know why half of them changed to bakery.
Yeah,
Why do
that's
you
funny.
suppose the yarn
Yeah,
shop
no.
is
Yeah.
muted right now?
What?
I said, why do you suppose the yarn shop is muted right now?
Froze.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
Is somebody having to rip out, Ron?
No, I just don't allow people to use polite language.
Ah,
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, no, it was an extraordinarily clean kitchen too. It was
Yeah.
a white tile and stainless kitchen. It
Yeah.
was, yeah, it was.
can eat
pretty
off the
amazing.
floors.
Yeah, you could.
Yep. Yep.
But boy, people certainly paid for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the lobster rolls out here are $30, and people are eating them like they're on sale.
Yeah, I think the average cover back then, and this is like 1990,
Yeah.
was about $185 a head.
Yeah.
Mm.
So adjusted for inflation, that's probably close to $400 a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot, but I'm so glad I don't do it. But I love to cook for myself.
Yeah. That's why we have expando pants.
Yeah.
Doesn't everybody
Well,
wear
I mean, this
elastic
week-
waist?
Yeah. This week at Home Depot, it's success sharing. Every 6 months we get money. And for 4 days, we do nothing but eat there.
Oh, that's fun.
That's it. I mean, the other night we had fried chicken and everything. Last night was hamburgers and hot dogs and all the candy you could eat. So,
Yeah.
And where
No.
is this?
Home Depot.
You're kidding.
No,
for
every
the-
6
for the
months they have,
staff?
yeah, they have a success sharing. You know, what our goal is to be over the budget or over the you know the money that the company express. And most of us, you know,
Right.
so we do like maybe 50, 60,000 over budget. So the money is divided among all the employees.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, but you have 4 days of eating. So, you know, people bring stuff in, or else the company itself, you know. I mean, even on Labor Day, we all had, you know, hamburgers and hot dogs and, you know, all kinds of stuff. They do it all the time.
Wow.
So now you know why all the employees are overweight there. It's because we keep eating. And then you have a boss that loves snacks. So every once in a while you come to work and you have Doritos or corn chips or something hanging on your locker.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, cooking was very much part of my knitting story. So
Yeah.
after when the Iraq war, I started working in the back of the house, and I think I was working like 11 to 7. I needed something to stay awake during the shift because it was 11 at night to 7 a.m. It was busy from like 11 to midnight, 11 to 1 a.m. But then starting at like 5, 6 a.m., you started getting busy. But the middle period of time, was rough. So then I walked in, I passed by the Boston Women's Union on my way home. And I walked in and I got a knitting book, and the ladies were thrilled that a guy wanted to knit,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and they kind of helped me when they shouldn't have, kind of sweet. Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of fun. But that's when I really started knitting.
So Sumner have to ask how you're coming on the hoodie.
It was way too tight.
No.
Yeah. So and then when I look at your picture of the hoodie, it makes sense, right? So the hoodie that you made is very snug, right?
You mean
So-
the hood was too tight?
No, the sweater.
Body was too tight?
Well, right, because I want a loose hoodie, like with a lot of ease.
Right.
Well, that's not the sweater, right? When you measure it. So I'm doing it as a Phrancko crew sweater with 4 inches of ease, and I'm going to add the hood like that way.
That works.
That's how I'm doing it, because that's the same base pattern. So
So similar,
That's what
really,
I'm
what
doing.
you were looking for was more kind of a slouchy,
a
like
slouchy,
sweatshirt hoodie.
bigger hoodie, yeah.
Mhm.
Which, that's on me. So, but it's fine. I enjoy it. Will look lovely. So I have no issue with it.
So
And I
you,
did take some pictures that I would like to post of the construction,
uh-huh.
because there's a couple construction hints that I think, because I'm like on my 5th or 6th Phrancko by now, right? Couple construction hints that I think are handy as I go, might be nice to kind of point out to people.
Sure. A couple of ways to do that. You can post a project on Ravelry and describe in the notes that way.
Yeah.
Or you could post pictures in the Phrancko forum for pictures in progress, or however you want to do it.
Right.
Or you
Because
can
I
do
think,
it both ways.
Or you could do both.
Well,
Yes, that would even
well,
be
right, but
preferable.
and it's still been so busy at my work. I'm like, wow, I haven't been doing a
Oh.
whole lot of knitting during the week. But like one of the things that, and I think I'm right on with this. So I used to get tied up with the increases on the shoulder, with whether you're increasing on the panel of the front and the back at the same time as the sleeve, but you're really only doing that once as you're transitioning to increasing the sleeve itself. But
Wait a minute. The only time you do both is at the bottom of the sleeve opening in the armpit.
yeah, right. So when
The rest of the time, you're
make
just increasing on the sleeve cap, not
yeah,
on
on the
Right.
back or
inside of the
front.
sleeve.
Yes.
Right. So in the way that when I first started, I would be concerned if I had to increase on the front, which you don't. You're
Mhm.
only increasing on the inside until you have to flare out to create your underarm where you're going to do your provisional cast.
That's right.
Right. So my only issue with the Phrancko hoodie is, and why I liked starting to make Phrankkos in the first place, is I always have to buy a sweater 2 sizes bigger to fit my shoulders, because I'm a weirdly shaped human being that way. So the Phrancko allows me to get the shoulder fit, and then I get to cut it in to fit the rest of me, because it's very customizable.
Yes.
You know? So there you go. But that's where I'm at. And I'm gonna make a cable front sweater just to do it.
For the hoodie
No,
or a different sweater. Oh,
just a different sweater, cable front.
yeah.
Because I have liked the wool of the Andes tweed. Like it's kind of a cool, got all little bips and bobs in it. It's kind of like really
Well,
tweed.
you do a test to make sure that your cables still show up if it's a tweedy yarn.
Right.
Because sometimes the tweed will hide the stitches of the cable.
Right.
So what's the point of doing cables if you can't see them?
Either, yeah.
Right. This is it does show. So this is the yarn I'm going to do it in.
Oh, let me spotlight you. Oh, yeah,
So, and
Yeah,
it does. They show up really good. So
I see. Yeah,
I swatched the cable so I could make sure I get my right gauge. Because of course, cable swatch is a lot different than stockinette. So if you're
Oh,
making
yeah.
a cable, you kind of want to swatch your cable pattern.
You also have to increase the number of stitches where the cable is.
Yeah. So the pattern does actually give you the gauge that you should get for the cable swatch. which is unusual. It's kind of nice that they did that. That's uncommon. I don't
Yeah.
generally see that.
Is it an all over cable or just
No,
striped?
just a
cable?
front panel cable.
Huh.
And it's only a cable on the front. The back is stock net.
I see.
And it's a drop sleeve. Like a, what do you call it? It's not a, it's the boxy sleeves.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The drop sleeve, right? Yeah.
Drop shoulder.
Drop shoulder, yeah. So it'll be a quick one, which is good. So I could use a quick one.
Well, I can give an update on the yoke, which is still not ready to go. I have created 2 more yokes this week using Andiamo wool, not
Yeah.
Andiamo light, but the really heavy one. And I'm still not happy with the yoke. They are all too wide, and many of them still ripple across the front. So I am
Thing.
making the yoke smaller and smaller and smaller so that it finally will be right. I'll show you a picture actually that shows what's wrong with one of the yokes I did. There. You see, I'm pulling together fabric with my fingers there. That's a big ripple in the front to make it smooth out. So that's how much extra fabric there is in the yoke that shouldn't be there.
Oh.
And if you look at the outer edge, it comes almost out to the outer edge of my shoulder. And it should actually be farther in than that because it should be above my armpit, not above the outer edge of my shoulder for a set-in sleeve. This yoke that I'm showing a picture of was knitted precisely to the parameters of the vintage yoke that was in the pattern that Roxanne Richards sent me to. I thought, well, I can't seem to calculate the right number of stitches for a yoke, so let me just do that one and see if it works. And it didn't. And then after I did it, I compared it to what I had calculated for the yokes, and my calculations exactly fit this yoke. So this was actually
Oh, wow.
the very same proportions, just the increases were distributed differently across the yoke. But the outer circumference and the outer number of and the width of the shoulder was exactly the same as if I had just done the vintage yoke. So that leaves me wondering why it works for that vintage sweater, but it wouldn't work for me. So there's still some mysteries involved, and I'm hoping to come up with the right approach eventually.
Yeah.
I'll just keep trying more yokes until I get the one that works right.
I saw a picture of a woman wearing a yoke sweater that was supposedly like just released. And I don't remember the name or anything of the designer, but looking at the woman wearing it, it just looked like a cone. It didn't really fit the shoulders. It was like a cone.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes that's the way that yolks just seem to fit. They are not fit. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
it's like a little volcano. It's not.
That's
it's not
right.
shaped like a
And I
bottle.
keep
I mean,
knitting smaller and smaller volcanoes, and they still aren't small enough. So this has been quite a challenge with this yoke, and I think I'm still hopeful that we'll get something working soon.
I have no doubt. It's just a matter of
I
time.
wish I could say I have no doubt, but but I am hopeful.
Well, if anyone can figure it out, you can, Frank.
Well, thanks for the confidence, but I don't have as much in myself, I'm afraid. I'm really a beginning knitter. Everybody thinks I know everything, but I don't. I'm just a beginning knitter. I didn't start till I was 67 years old. A lot of people have been knitting far longer than I have and probably know far much more.
I don't think
Legal question.
time can necessarily go into skill,
Mhm.
in my experience.
Well, the 2 years I spent working on the Master Hand Knitting program is what boosted me. I literally studied knitting every day for 2 solid years. And I like to say, I actually put more time into that master's certificate than I did my Master of Computer Science, if you can believe that.
Yeah, I can. So, but that's the thing, like, I probably had gone, 10, 15 years just plain knitting, just straight, just knitting, just
Uh-huh.
not any complicated knitting at all. Right? So the time there was lost to maybe learn something. Right?
That's true. If you keep doing
You
the
know?
same thing over and over, you're not really learning new things. But in the
Right.
Master Hand Knitting program, they keep pushing you into new things, new thing, new
Right.
thing, new thing, new thing. And so Cindy can probably speak to that. How are you doing on your
Mhm.
level 2, Cindy?
Oh, I'm actually doing really, really well. I am finally doing the real sock.
Oh, man.
Wow. That looks
Oh,
So there is the real
Bravo.
sock.
Oh, that looks great.
Yeah,
oh,
very nice.
wow.
And I'm actually knitting in the cross lines too.
Wow.
Much easier.
On the back, nothing's woven in, so it's like really wild.
Yeah.
It looks
Because
good though.
you've got all of these hanging down
Yes,
and nothing's woven in yet, but
Still, it looks really good.
it does.
Mhm.
And
yeah,
your
I'm thinking I'm real pleased with how the lines are turning out and how clean the color changes are and all that. I think I'm happy with it.
that's
So.
wonderful. And it
Mhm.
looks like your diagonal lines are all very even too. That's hard
I
to
know
get
they are.
even.
I'm like, yay.
Well,
It's
congratulations
really
on
slow.
that.
It's really slow, but I'm very pleased with the progress. So yeah. So I'm going to finish level 2 here soon. I have
Yay.
the sock and then the vest, and that's it. So all my other written work and everything and the swatch information sheets is all done. So
That's great.
there's hope. There's hope. There's hope.
Kathy, thank you for
As
the.
You can look forward to level 3. It's actually a lot more fun than level 2.
Oh, good. I am excited about it. And like you said, Frank, there is so much to learn. And I know when I started, I thought, oh, I knit okay. And then doing all the different pieces and studying and doing the research, it's like I had no idea how much there was to know and that I didn't know. And that kind of discovery has been really, really exciting and a lot of fun. And just like, oh my gosh, there's all these different ways. There's all these different things. There's different ways to do things, even just like casting on or decreases, that it was like, I didn't know there was all these different ways. But there is.
Yeah.
Lots to learn. Mhm.
That reminds me, Cindy, I watched a thing on the Norwegian color banding, like on the beginning of the hats. Your hat has that, right? And
Yeah.
and Alice
Yeah,
Star
it looks kind of like a two a two color, like ribbing or whatever is how
Yep.
it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alice Starmore says use an Italian two-color cast on. That's what she does, and she never has a problem with it.
Okay.
I just remembered that.
I can do that. I've practiced that one.
Yes. Yeah.
So that'll be good. I will. I am excited to start Monday morning. I'm gonna do as much on the sock as I can for the rest of this weekend, and then Monday I'm starting on the hat.
I'm gonna send you pictures along the way.
Okay, good.
So send me pictures.
Okay.
But I did decide to use that peachy orange instead
Oh,
of
did you?
light
Okay.
pink.
Mhm.
Yeah, it goes with Big Red better. Big Red is my coat.
Well, and all the reds that you had were just so rich and pretty, and I think it'll be really good, and particularly with that with the dark background that you
Yeah,
got
I
on
think
yours.
so. And the color and the grayscale photo worked out really well.
Oh,
Because
good.
it turned
Good,
out
good.
that the dark background was actually very medium, and the reds were dark.
We're done. And see, this is the funny thing with me when you actually get to doing the black and white pictures and looking at the tonal differences in colors. It's not what you see, and yet when you do the Fair Isle and do it, it doesn't look how you think it's going to look.
Yeah.
You kind of have to
Color
test
theory
it.
is one of my favorite subjects. It's one of my favorite classes to teach.
What is Fair Isle?
Color
Color
theory.
Color
for
theory.
fiber arts.
Can I ask what app you use to have your black and white photos?
When I just take a picture on my phone and then I go to edit it, and then it gives all these strange, actually named kind of color changes. If you click the color button to change the color, and then I just swipe over and then it says
You
grayscale.
can kind of do like bold or cool or whatever
Yeah.
or something.
There was one called Lolly, Lolly. I have no idea why.
Okay, so you did not have to download a specific.
No, you didn't do
app.
anything like that.
Just edit your photo and then find the color button.
Okay, so here's my photo. And it's just on an iPhone. And then I'm gonna do edit.
I don't have an iPhone.
It'd be on
Do you have
iPhones
like
too.
any sort of phone that you take pictures? You should be
Oui.
able to take a picture and do edit.
It'll be the same as the Android.
Oui, okay.
And then at the bottom, they have different little things that you can choose
Right.
to edit. And this middle
Right.
one is the one, and you can see where it gives us different colors to do. I got to turn around so I can see what I'm doing. And it's like vivid, cool, vivid, light, dramatic, standard, blah, blah, blah. But you get down to the end,
Just keep swiping across until you get
and
to
it's mine says mono,
Mhm.
which is
Okay.
black and white. And so you can see from the colors before, I really have over here on this side is the purple, this is the black, this is that really, really bright green, and then this is the white. And that's what they look like in black and white.
Right. Yeah.
And so you can see, it's kind of funny, but
Mhm.
and where am I pointing? The purple and the bright green really are not very different, but
Mhm.
that works in the sock because they're not having to go against one another.
Right. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
they were going together, they might kind of get muddied or something. So
I didn't know
but that's how you
that
do it.
I didn't know that I could edit it right away. Right now, what I'm doing, I'm squinting, you know.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, no,
It left,
you
it's
just
not,
click
it's not
as soon as you
as
take it. You
good
just,
a tool.
as soon
but-
as you take it, you just click edit, and then you can
Oui.
adjust the
Yeah,
the
but-
color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wally, what have
So-
you been working on all these weeks? Have you learned
I
anything?
I know I started yours top down sweater again, and for some odd reason my brain don't work well, and well, I can show it. So where are we? See, it's there. This is twisted, but it's not twisted really. It's just the way it is. There we go. It's untwisted. There we go. Thank you. Here we are. So,
Oh,
the thing I
Oh,
had,
yeah.
the thing I had an issue with, for some odd reason, is when you change the direction to go to the front, and you have to purl backwards.
yeah.
Could not do it. Nothing worked on me. So what I ended up doing was I got another set of cables, and I picked up the stitches from not from left to right, but from right to left. And then I pulled the needle and I knitted across the way it was supposed to be. And what I found is there's no seam in the top. I mean, it just turned flat out. So you can see that. So,
Yeah. Okay.
so I mean, it worked for me, and I said, okay. So, but the backwards thing for me, I don't know. My brain does not work that way.
Well, I don't know what you mean by backwards. I mean, there's just knitting flat.
Well,
You turn
right,
around and purl.
we're knitting flat, but you're putting the left needle through the back to the front to pick up to make the pearl stitch.
Picking up
You're talking about
purlwise.
picking up the stitch.
Oh, you're talking about a make one purl?
No. It's when you change the direction going to the front of the shoulder.
When you're joining the fronts
Right.
Yeah.
at the
And
shoulder.
and my fingers, my cannot manipulate. So
Oh, when you're picking up the stitches, you were.
right.
Oh, it was picking
So-
them up that was a
So what
problem.
I did is I just took another needle and I just went from right to left, and then I pulled the needle and I just knitted back to where it was
Oh,
supposed
right.
to be.
Well, that
So-
should work.
It worked all right for me. So that's what I've
Well,
been
good.
doing.
I'm glad you found a solution to that.
Yeah, I found a solution for that. And there was something in the instructions that kept saying to increase the shoulders, but then when you turned the page, it said you were only supposed to have 23 stitches on it. I'm saying if I increase the shoulders now, I'm going to have over 33 stitches on it. So I just disregarded that and went to what I was supposed to do, and it's working out because before I put it on and it worked. So the shoulders were matching to where it's supposed to be. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. I hope it all works out. for you.
I'm knitting along, Frank. Hopefully next week I'll have half of it done.
Oh, cool.
So,
Who else has something they'd like to show us? Sidra, you look awful busy over there.
Okay, so I started the shoulder, saddle shoulder sweater. And I have ripped this thing out so many times.
Really?
I feel it. I know what
It
you're
helps if
talking
you read
about.
the instructions properly. So this is my third try going through this thing. But I have ripped it out almost to that point here at one point. When I was trying to do that, I have a pattern going down the shoulder, and I was starting to expand it and I didn't like it. And then I realized I had too many stitches, and then I ripped it back out, and then I'm working on it again, and I'm doing the increases. I'm not reading the pattern right. So it's been the sweater from
Hell.
I am determined to get this far before I start on Kathy's. I want to at least get down to the, adjusting, getting to the arms. And then it's everything. But yeah, it's been interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I did the same thing. I've come to the point where I have to put markers every, like for, where I have to increase or decrease, but like when we were doing the front, it said, 25 stitches and the other one said 33 stitches. So I had to make sure I had the markers there and counting, or else it always went off for some reason. I don't know why.
Hmm.
Someone comes here at night when you're sleeping and adds stitches or takes them off.
Right.
There's some kind of knitting ghost that hangs around. So
It's tuna is who it is. It's a little knitting gnome.
So,
That's funny.
I did it. While you guys have been talking here, I was being completely unwilling to tink back to fix something. Dropped down the stitches at the edge of the intarsia join. Bring them back up.
Oh, wow.
That's
Oh,
what I
no,
did.
Ron.
That's a lot.
Oh, you're
Mm.
brave.
That is
I got it
brave.
done.
Good.
But see, being here with you guys in the background and myself unmuted meant that I couldn't use any of that language not allowed in that one.
That'll do.
The
Yeah.
one kitchen on earth. It's like the profanity church.
yeah.
Yeah. I sent you a private message, Ron, with
Oh.
the number of skeins I need.
Okay, great. Yes, I've been looking into those things and digging them out, but I was out for
Right.
much of this week. So I've got your thing. It's on my mind.
And I'd be okay with spin cycle, but you know what I like.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay.
Ron,
was
I have a color question for you.
Oh,
You said you really like the color stuff. So
yeah.
Jerry is looking at getting another truck. The truck that he drives now is, I don't know, 1995 or 93 or something. It was his dad's. He's had it for forever. And it's dying. And it just keeps dying. But the colors of the cars that they have now are very strange. They kind of look like, a lot of the colors look milky.
Yeah.
And what is that called when the color is that way? Because something's like a tone and something's and I don't ever
They're
know
not
the name.
shiny anymore.
They are slightly matte and pearlescent finishes are going out of fashion. So the paint colors are slightly matter than they used to be. So there's something about luster. But yes, so the three components of a color when you look at it are its hue, like literally what shade it is, what wavelength of light it is. So is it a red hue? Is it a green hue? Is it an orange hue? But we do have some like special names for things that are not different hues necessarily. We talked about this a little bit before, a couple of weeks ago, I think, where what we call pink has shifted away from light red into a light magenta color is now what we think of when we think of pink rather than light red.
Yeah.
But our language has not caught up to allowing light red to be a color.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Hmm.
like if I hold up something that is light red and ask you what color it is, you kind of go pink, I guess. And then there is its value, which is how much black, white, or like black is in it, I guess. And its brightness, which is how much white is in it. So something that has a very high brightness and a low amount of the color, a low chroma, will look sort of milky and chalk-like. But those like chalky paint finishes are kind of in town. They're slightly desaturated, which means they have kind of a gray tone to them.
Yeah,
And
it's kind of a putty color to me.
Yeah, it's kind
or
of the
something
putty,
like
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah. And this is happening in the world of yarns too. Let me show you a new yarn that just came out.
Don't do it, Ron. It's dangerous over here.
So if those are hue and value, then what's tone?
Chroma is the
I
third
thought.
one. Chroma. It's
Chroma,
how
yeah.
saturated is the color. So
Okay.
value is how light or dark it is, and chroma is how red it is, as opposed to gray red or toned down red
Okay.
or any other color for that matter.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like,
Some people
Chroma is
color
just how saturated is the color.
can be quite dark and still have a high chroma.
Yes.
But like this is a pink that was very popular. This like Barbie.
Oh yeah, I
pink.
love it. I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. This is everywhere. And now I'm getting things like this.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
like a
Oh,
dusty
Look at that.
rose from the
That's like a vase.
1980s.
Yeah, that
That's
has a-
lower chroma.
Yes.
It's less saturated.
So
Okay.
Oh, Ron, you froze.
rose.
Yeah.
Well, kids, this is what you learn on the Phrancko knitting room. Everything.
Sorry, Ron.
There's so much. That's crazy. I never knew that about the color theory.
Yes,
Interesting.
three aspects. They are hue, value, and chroma.
Because I think part of Cindy, what you helped me with was the black and white photo. I was making the Argyle socks. My eye saw the different color, but when
Yeah,
I
there are
was
lots of-
doing my grid lines, you couldn't see
It
them.
didn't show up. Oh, Ron's back. Good.
There you are,
Hey,
Ron.
Ron.
Welcome back.
You're
I
welcome
pay
back.
for business internet, which means it doesn't work weekends.
Touche.
Yeah, but there are lots of color models out there. There's the hue, saturation, brightness model. There's a model that just tells you how much of individual wavelengths of light you are looking at. And when they mix together, things gray out.
There's red, green, blue, RGB, and then there's cyan, magenta, yellow.
Yeah.
The red, yellow, blue color model is a quirk of some early Bauhaus color writer liking a medieval color theory, and then it really took in North American schools.
Yes.
But light doesn't really adhere very well to a red, yellow, blue primary model, and it's not the way our eyes work,
Right.
Hmm.
which is why there aren't red, yellow, and blue lights in your TV.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what colors are there in the TV, Ron?
The colors of additive light. The primary additives of light are red, green, and blue, or RGB.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
when
how do you get yellow from that?
by shining red and green light onto something.
Oh,
Yeah, the colors don't mix the same way as you're used to thinking of mixing paints.
right. And this was I painted and did oil painting and stuff as a kid, and they gave us we could have white, we get a titanium white, you could have red, yellow, and blue, and that was it. They didn't, for the whole first year, they did not let you have any browns or blacks or anything. You had to mix everything yourself.
Ah,
And
There's going to be a whole part of the gamut of colors that you cannot paint with those three primaries.
no, you can't. And it
But,
was
like, there are-
was really weird.
Early color photographic techniques that used orange, purple, and green as the primaries to make color photographs.
Hmm.
Huh.
You can choose any three colors to make a gamut of
Color
colors,
stuff,
and
yeah,
your mind
yeah,
will
yeah.
make sense of it. But
huh.
and then when you print, the colors invert, and the secondary colors become the primary colors in printing. So if you're shining light onto something, red and green make yellow. But if you're printing something, yellow is now a primary color, and you mix yellow with magenta to get red.
Interesting.
When they define
But-
primary colors in your oil painting class as the colors you cannot get by mixing other colors, you could make like a honking raspberry noise at them now.
Well, that was only when I was in fifth grade. I haven't done that for a long time, but that was kind of like the end of my color theory instruction. And
Well,
I
if you
realized
pick
I
it up
didn't know
again
much.
and you hear someone say that, I'll give you $5. If you go, oh, come on. You heard it here. It's a promise. $5.
Hey, everybody else heard it. It's a deal. It's a deal.
Yeah.
I love color, but yeah, I spent a lot of my time in the theater as a lighting designer,
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
and I dye now,
Mm.
slowly, but I also changed the color of things by immersing them in colored liquids.
Ba-dum-bum. Fabulous, fabulous, Ron. Thank you. We got that.
Yes,
That was fabulous.
I am more than one type of mordant.
That's
Um,
fabulous.
So Judith, since I haven't been having you knit yokes for the last few days, what have you been working on?
I started a shawl just so I could put it aside easily if I have to get back on a yoke project.
Yes. How many yokes have you knitted for me so far? At least 3, I think.
I would say 4.
I think it might be
But-
4 or 5.
Yeah, I think I did 2 greens and 2 grays. Yeah.
And I think I have started about 6 different ones. This has just been a much more difficult project than I thought it was going to be when I started it. I didn't know how to knit a yoke. So I've gone all the way from trying to figure out the mathematics for myself to using the mathematics in a vintage program. And then I compared that to the mathematics in Ann Budd's Knitting from the Top book. Turns out her calculations are the same as the vintage program to the outer shoulders before they add another round of increases around the outer edge, which I'm not getting to because I want mine to stop here. And so that was the yoke that I did time before last, the one I showed you the picture of. So I just can't figure out why those yokes work in those sweaters, but when I do the same yoke, it's not working for me. Anyway,
We're not trying to get the shoulders exact.
no, I'm just trying to get the yoke out to the right place on the shoulders with fabric going across here that doesn't ripple up like this.
But they're not trying to do that, so that the shoulders themselves are going to pull that.
Yeah,
yoke across.
you're right. When they go on down the sleeves, I think that's what's pulling it farther apart and eliminating that
The weight.
extra fabric.
And the weight of it and all of that.
Right.
That's
There
right.
isn't a shoulder in the yoke.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's the
So
issue.
yours will fit better.
Have you
If I ever get it done right, it will fit better.
tried
It's
to-
also going to be a much more fun sweater to knit. I'm starting these yokes from the neck down is just knitting in the round from the very beginning, which was my original goal for the Phrancko sweater anyway, and I just never was able to accomplish it. So now,
Sorry.
go right in.
I heard Ron asking something.
Oh, yeah. I wondered if you had tried eliminating all shaping from the top of the shoulder and counting that width as part of your end diameter, but removing it from the calculations for the increases so that there's like an unshaped rectangle like the, you do that?
I know exactly what you're saying. I have tried every variation of that I can think of, and they either come up with something worse or they aren't any better. So
Wonderful.
I have calculated and recalculated so many times, depending on whether I put in a slope into the shoulder, whether I had a saddle across here, or whether it was all the way up to here, or I don't know. But I talk like I'm defeated, but I'm not, because I've got two more ideas of things to do, and I think one of them is going to work.
I want to be
Yes.
way off base. So
Yes.
if the yoke works to a said point,
Mhm.
right? Let it.
Well, it doesn't.
After that,
That's the
after that,
problem. I haven't found the
after
yoke
that-
that works to the point that I want it to work to
yeah,
yet.
but so after that point, then add your sleeve increases. When you're done adding the increases for the yoke, now add your kind of
Well,
7
that's actually the idea of the sweater. Yes, I will
Yeah.
start doing sleeve shaping at the point that the yoke gets to its outer circular point.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I was just thinking of it because I love a yoke sweater. I
Yeah.
do.
So I think we're gonna have something eventually. Hopefully. Well, it looks like it's time for us to say goodbye for another week.
That was
Don't
fast.
do
That was
much.
quick.
So, Kathy, we wish you a wonderful trip. And we'll see you when you get back.
Yes.
Yes, we
You
want a
might see me
slideshow.
next Saturday. I think we're just hanging out next Saturday in the
Yeah.
Shetland, and if I can be outside, I'll just show you what it looks like.
Well,
It's pretty
it
exciting.
will be what, very late at night at 2:30
Oh,
in the
that's right.
afternoon?
It will be. It'll be dark.
It'll be in the middle of the night, I think. Pretty
In
close.
Shetland,
I might be asleep.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you sooner or later then.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you all for joining us again this week. It's been wonderful.
Bye,
All right,
everyone.
take it
Bye.
easy.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Bye.